And there'll be a lot of people like that, Tiffany Craig, not in their homes tonight. You have neighborhoods that are going to be, definitely impacted by this.
Yeah.
So what should people do? I mean, this is such a shock, right?
Right.
Maybe they had no flood damage ever, anything like that. They've never dealt with a homeowner's insurance situation. What do you do?
Well, the very first thing I think a lot of people are already doing, because it's sort of instinct for us now, which is to document everything. So many people.
Easier these days, isn't it?
Well, exactly,
Walk around
exactly.
with this.
So we're talking pictures, we're talking videos, and don't think you can overshoot this, because you can't. So that's one of the very first things that I talked to the Better Business Bureau, and they said that really is one of the very first things you should do. A lot of you are in shock, but start taking those pictures, start taking the video, and hang on to that, because you're going to need that down the line as we start to get more information from this company that we're waiting to hear from to figure out what you're going to do about a claim.
Watson Grinding and Manufacturing. Yeah,
Right.
We have not heard from them yet. We know that they've got a lot on their plate, obviously, with this damaged facility, and with two people who've died here.
Right.
It could be their employees, we don't know. But
Right, and you heard the mayor saying that they will be held accountable for this. So that applies to those of you who have a damaged home or a damaged business. All of that applies. As far as contacting your own homeowner's insurance, do that as a courtesy, sort of put your carrier on notice. But this is one of those situations where the company is going to foot the bill for this. This is not something that is coming from your insurance. But a lot of insurance companies do want to hear about what's going on, and they can probably offer some advice as well in a situation like this.
well, and some policies have, I don't know the terminology for it, but in the policy, you're able to be put up at a hotel if your home is unlivable, things like that. So when you need immediate help, the insurance company, your insurance company, may be the one actually footing the bill at first.
Sure, and for some things.
But then they get reimbursed maybe by the company.
Yeah.
So you're right. I think you're right. Initially, you want to tell your carrier what's going on, because they may be the first ones to cut a check to you.
Yeah, and that also applies to, by the way, what you mentioned there. If you're staying at a motel or a hotel or somewhere that you have to pay for, hang on to those receipts as well. I know you probably got a lot to deal with, but make sure you hang on to that stuff, because again, to get reimbursed for that, you've got to have that proof. So you want to make sure that you keep that as well.
We're talking any expense.
Anything.
I'm thinking of just, you had to take your dog to a kennel.
Sure.
Right, because you're in a hotel.
Sure.
The kennel fee. I mean, just whatever you're having to spend, the plywood to board up your windows initially.
Yeah.
The little stuff.
We've been waiting to hear from the company to give us some kind of guidance here on what we can say to you, because I know a lot of people are just waiting to figure out, where do I go from here? But on the bottom of your screen right now, we are scrolling through some numbers for free legal advice. A lot of you are probably not in a position to call up a lawyer and pay for one, but what we're offering here is it's free legal advice. You can talk to them, explain what's going on. They have a lot of knowledge about this, because unfortunately in this city, incidents like this do happen. And so I'm going to read some of those numbers to you as well, but they're scrolling there on your screen. The Houston Volunteer Lawyers Program, the number is 713-228-0735. Again, the Houston Volunteer Lawyers Program, 713-228-0735. There's also the South Texas College of Law and the Lone Star Legal Services. The number on your screen there, Lone Star Legal Services, another free service to call if you want to talk to somebody to start kind of getting things sorted out, to figure out what to do. 713-652-0077. Again, 713-652-0077. I'm giving you three different options. Number one, in case the line's busy on one, or if you have a preference. I can't really tell you which one is better, but if it was me, I'd try all three. South Texas College of Law, the number there on your screen, 713-646-2990. I've also put in a call to the Texas Department of Insurance, because there's some questions that we keep getting online as well. And before I give any answers on that, I just want to check with them to make sure I have this right. Because once again, no one had any idea this was coming today.
Right.
And 4:30ish in the morning, and suddenly your house is torn apart. It's kind of mind-boggling that this is happening.
What are people asking you? What are a couple of your more popular questions?
Can I call the contractor? Can I get on the phone with the contractor right now?
That's dicey, isn't it? Right, to do that today.
Well,
I mean,
it
to get your house boarded up, I understand, but
Yeah.
to start making repairs, I don't know.
Right. So just document it all first. I mean, if you have a contractor that you've used before, you might touch base with them, but I mean, I wouldn't start anything just yet. And also, if somebody calls you or someone comes to your door and they are willing to do this, let me clean up your house for you, let me fix up your house for you, and I'll only charge you this much, that's when you need to take a step back and realize that that is probably a shady business that is taking advantage of the situation, and you need to just wait, because the bottom line is, when you're in a situation like this, you've got to take that step back when it comes to repairs, and you've got to really look into these companies that you're going to use, because there are a lot of shady characters,
Right.
and they come out in situations just like this, and I'm pretty sure they're working their way through some of these neighborhoods now, just trying to either throw out a business card or, hey, listen, let me do this job for you. We'll make it easy. We'll get on it quickly.
Right, and we're hearing that police are making it difficult for some of those guys to get into the neighborhood.
Good.
But they're also apparently keeping out legitimate contractors too, who have been hired and have work to do. But that's understandable. This has just happened. We're only a few hours in here, and we're talking about, a couple of neighborhoods right next to this plant. But